Thank you for listening to ShulchanAruch.com.
What is the kashrus status, validity of an Arava whose leaves have fallen off or part of them have fallen off, as is common to occur throughout the days of Sukkot? Baruch Hashem, you bought a Mahudr set of Daled Minim, everything was fine and complete. As the days go by, you see your Arava slowly shedding its leaves. Is the Arava kosher? Can I still do the mitzvah of Daled Minim with this set of lulav, with this half-shaven Arava? Initially, can I use an Arava that doesn't have all of its leaves? And what do you do on Miftzayim when you're meriting other Jews with the mitzvah of Daled Minim? And Baruch Hashem, a nice starke Yid came and shook that lulav with all of his might, and with the shake came off the leaves from the Arava, or at least most of them. Is your set of Daled Minim still kosher or not? Do you have to check periodically or daily to make sure that your Arava contains majority of leaves? So we have an explicit ruling in the Mishnah in Maseches Sukkah, page 34b, that an Arava of which only a minority of its leaves have fallen off is kosher. And so is ruled in the Shulchan Aruch, in the Mechaber, and the Alter Rebbe, chapter 647, halacha 3, and the Alter Rebbe in halacha 5. The Nishru, miyut oleh kshera, if only minority of the leaves fell off, it's kosher. From this, however, it's implied that if majority of the leaves of the Arava fall off, then it is pasul. And so learns the Rash there in Sukkah 3:13, and so is the final ruling of the Paiskin, the Torah, the Mechaber, and the Alter Rebbe in the Shulchan Aruch, that im nishru roiv aleh, if majority of the leaves of the Arava have fallen off, the Arava is invalid. And thus the Magen Avraham and the Alter Rebbe records in the Shulchan Aruch that one must be very careful regarding this matter, ish lizar b'ma'od, to make sure that the leaves don't fall off your Arava upon binding it to the lulav, and upon shaking the lulav, which can cause the leaves to fall off. One must be very careful the majority of leaves do not fall off and invalidate the Arava. Based on all this, we can understand the following directives that should be followed to ensure that when the Arava remain kosher. Number one, it's advisable to check the Aravas periodically every day before you shake to make sure that it still contains majority of leaves and have not fallen off due to the shake of the previous day. Likewise, it's advised to purchase a number of sets of Aravas before Sukkot so you can replace them as necessary. And as the Bikur Yaakov, the Mishnah Berurah, warned in chapter 654, that when replacing the Aravas, one shouldn't stick them into the knot, rather undo the knot, place them in gently, and then put the knot back on, as if you do otherwise, inserting them into the knot can itself cause the leaves to fall off and invalidate it. Based on all this, we can also understand an important directive from Miftzayim. When you're meriting other Jews to shake the Daled Minim, take with you a few extra sets of Aravas, as if in the process of the shakings, of the many shakings that you're doing, Baruch Hashem, one of the Aravas loses majority of its leaves, it becomes pasul, you can no longer continue your Miftzayim. While if you have another set available, you can quickly switch them and go back on to meriting other Yidden. Likewise, during the Miftzayim, one should periodically check to make sure that the Aravas still retain the majority of leaves. Although there is a Paisik who suggested that if you started off with majority of leaves, you don't have to find out if it lost its leaves later on, and it still remains kosher, being the state of the leftover of a mitzvah. Practically, this is not a reliable approach, and as we explicitly brought from the Alter Rebbe, if it falls off even due to the shaking, it becomes pasul. So therefore, the above directive should be followed by all, to ascertain its kashrus status of majority of leaves, and to switch them as necessary and have backup Aravas. Final question regarding if majority of leaves have fallen off, which can invalidate the Arava. Do we measure the entire branch, or do we measure the minimum measurement of 3 tvachim, the shear of an Arava? In other words, according to halacha, an Arava must be a minimum of 24 centimeters, but most people use Aravas of 30, even 40 centimeters. Must majority of that entire length contain majority leaves, or so long as the top 24 centimeters has majority leaves, it is kosher? And the answer is like the latter approach. So long as the first 24 centimeters contains majority leaves, it is kosher, even if under it doesn't have leaves. And thus in total, the entire branch has a total of majority leaves that have fallen off. Likewise, vice versa. If below the 24 centimeters is majority leaf, but not above it, it is pasul. Regarding if a Arava that lost minority of leaves or even one leaf is kosher, even lichatchila or not. So from the simple ruling that we said earlier, So long as majority of leaves have not fallen off, it's kosher. However, the Poskim, the Magen Avraham, the Alter Rebbe infer from this that lechatchila, initially it is not a mitzvah min al-mufcher to use such an arava, it's only kosher b'di'evet, and thus lechatchila one should take an arava that does not contain any leaves that are missing. And thus concludes the Alter Rebbe that if such an arava is easily attainable, that has all of its leaves, not one missing throughout its 24 centimeters, do not use an arava that has even one leaf that is missing. This is also an additional reason to have backup aravas during Chol Hamoed, which you're going to switch, as if even one leaf fell off, it's no longer mitzvah min hamufcher, and if you have a backup one, you can once again fulfill the mitzvah min hamufcher by switching the aravas before you shake that day.
Thank you for listening to ShulchanAruchHarav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at ShulchanAruchHarav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.